Days of romantic prose and lilac wine. Nights out under the sky, watching stars align. Days of making sweet honey, Melissa.
Welcome back to One Quad Love. How is everyone doing today? I hope that everyone is having an amazing day. Thanks for being here. I truly appreciate everyone's support, and shout out to all my subscribers, including recent new subscribers. And for those viewers who haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It's absolutely free. Also, please press the notification bell twice, then select all so that you'll get notified whenever I post a new video. Now, in this video, I'm attempting to get a mammogram as a quadriplegic. Stay tuned to see the final outcomes of this appointment. Also, my nephew rescues this beautiful little kitten, and my sister expresses in another random car chit-chat her point of view on whatever crosses her mind at any given time. Now, let's get this video started. First, let me say this. Because my disability as a quadriplegic prevents me from physically being able to undergo a mammogram, surprisingly, when I requested that my primary care physician schedule me for a breast ultrasound, I kept running into brick walls. You see, apparently, despite my physical limitations, there's a radiology medical ruling that a woman cannot get an ultrasound without having a mammogram first. Despite my physical disability and several months of go-rounds, my primary care physician at a top-notch medical facility couldn't receive authorization for me to get an ultrasound at their top-notch hospital because of this lack of understanding medical ruling that says a woman cannot receive medical authorization for an ultrasound without a prior mammogram. Therefore, despite my medical documented quadriplegia, I reluctantly attempted, for my records, to have a mammogram. When I was scheduling my appointment, and as I always make sure to do, I told them in great detail, which is already in my medical charts, that I'm an incomplete quadriplegic with limited mobility in lifting my body forward and raising my arms up. I was transferred around to another scheduler who assured me in advance numerous times that there would be extra staff available to assist me. However, when I went into the room to get my mammogram, we were greeted by only one technician. That explains why my head is down and I'm praying to be calm, because I'm frustrated once again in the lack of loving medical care I face as a quadriplegic way too often.
Honey, you need to calm down. Honey, you need to calm down. Honey, you need to calm down, down, down,
Right here, my sister is talking to the only laboratory technician that entered the room and asking her Didn't they read my records stating that because of my quadriplegia, physical inability to raise my back forward enough, and my inability to raise my arms past my shoulders, that the appointment notes promised extra backup support? Her reply was, yes, she read them, but she's done mammograms on people in wheelchairs before, so she felt that she could do it herself. So she told backup they didn't need to assist her. My sister was like, we're leaving. However, this might sound strange to some people, but at that moment, instead of just thinking about myself and leaving and being done with another disappointment, I thought about it and told my sister that I don't want another quadriplegic person to have to undergo what I'm going through. In their limited capacity, they just don't get it. So let's let her try so it can be properly documented that this should not be standard procedure for quadriplegics. Well, needless to say, the whole ordeal was a painful failure. My sister tried to assist by pulling my back forward and attempting to assist in raising my arms, which wouldn't raise up high enough to rest on the mammogram machine, while at the same time, my face and nose was being smashed into the machine, making it difficult for me to breathe. It was ridiculous. My sister asked to see the supervisor to make a report. Y'all, she said she was the supervisor. So my sister said, then give me the manager. After speaking to management and falling on deaf ears, we left. But listen to this, y'all. When I received my follow-up notes to this mammogram failure, it stated that my mammogram was incomplete because I was not cooperative.
We just need to calm down, honey. We need to calm down.
After I calmed down, I wrote to my primary care physician about the whole ordeal and requested again that something be specified in great detail about my healthcare disability requirements to another medical facility that's suitable and willing to bypass me obtaining a mammogram procedure and give me, based upon my quadriplegia, a medically necessary breast ultrasound. After all, my medical records detail that I've lost an older sibling to breast cancer. I also made sure that this request to my primary care physician and the correct version of my mammogram events were added to my medical files. Lesson: please check your medical records to make sure they're adequately documenting notes in your healthcare files. Good news, my persistence paid off. I was able to get an appointment for a breast ultrasound. But is this the end of my struggles? Stay tuned to find out. Well, I shouldn't have been surprised, but I was. Especially after I spent a lot of time on the phone verifying my doctor's referral for this breast ultrasound appointment and telling them in advance that I would need special assistance with the Hoyer lift to get onto the exam table because I can't stand and walk. Here's where I wanted to just cry. When we arrived for my ultrasound appointment and was registering at the front desk, not only did the receptionist ask me if I was there for a mammogram, but when my sister said your notes should say that she's here for an ultrasound, then the receptionist said, I don't see that you've had a prior mammogram on file for this appointment. After we got all that information squared away, as I was being taken to get my ultrasound, the technician asked if I could get onto the exam table for my ultrasound. I just wanted to But I thought about what my nephew says. Patience is a vulture. And so I prayed for patience and a calm spirit before I answered to say that I'm a quadriplegic. I can't walk. Would you please read the notes in my referral from my primary care physician? Needless to say, I had to get my ultrasound done in my wheelchair.
Later.
My nephew was walking home with his dog one day, and a little kitten came out from underneath this car, crying and walking up to him. My nephew has a huge heart for animals. He hates to see any animal treated cruelly or abandoned. So, he picked up the little kitten and brought her home for us to take care of. Sadly, the kitten had been underneath that car and left abandoned alone in the outside unfavorable elements so long that her kidneys were already shutting down because of dehydration. So, we tried to comfort her as much as we could. I loved this kitten so much, and I became so attached to her that I named her Chloe. It brought huge tears to my eyes when she died 2 days later.
Put the flashback on. She said the milk can't be out long, and if I buy a can, you have to use it in 72 hours. So I bought powder to mix with water. She said try to give her to a dish, but she was trying to feed hers.
She drank one out of that cup.
She did?
She drank, no, Ray.
Yeah.
Ray gave her one of my peel things. She drank one out, but on her own.
Wow.
Ultrasound that I took maybe 2 to 3 weeks ago, test results came back showing some suspicious spots on both my breasts. Therefore, I was advised to come back to have breast biopsies. My appointment for those breast biopsies is next.
Let's see if Miss Candy can pull this heel. Let's see if Miss Candy can pull this heel, y'all.
Feet in the wine press, build up the township, opals and diamonds, beauty for ashes, silk in the sunshine, oil of gladness, tower of justice, pillar of marble, soft as a sunset, wings of an eagle, magic in the ether, marrow in my bones, chariot of fire, stag in the meadow.
Let's see if she stop at the stop sign, y'all. Hang on, Deborah.
Free open country, part at a board, garden and glory, make me a vessel, juniper garden, my magic in the ether. Marrow in my bones. Chariot of fire. Stag in the meadow.
How you doing?
Waiting for you.
Okay. All right. Come on, I gotta fix your pants leg. They so cute, but I need to fix them.
When I was called from the main lobby to go to the back waiting room area to have my biopsies done, guess what? We, my sister and I, were led into the wrong waiting room, the mammogram waiting room, instead of the waiting room for ultrasounds. And so began another mismanagement of adequate and professional communications between staff members and my medical quality of care. When my nephew with autism gets unfair medical treatment or other things, he always says, "Is it because I'm black?" I've never pulled the race card before, but it's beginning to make me say, it's either that or age discrimination since I'm a senior.
Gotta wait and see. Keep your eyes on me. Ain't over till it's
My band feel like it didn't go down a little in front, does it? Your band? My hair
No.
band.
Roll up my window, don't know where I'm bound. Driving by the river, there's a hole in the ground. Hand-me-down t-shirt, sticking on my back. Heading for a fall. Had to get up to crawl. I ain't got no time to stall. On my way to nowhere, I'm not afraid at all. Roll out my window, can stand the fresh air. So far from the city, couldn't even compare. Ragged down highway, too many miles from home. Heading for a fall. Had to get up to crawl. I ain't got no time to stall.
I know we've been seeing a lot. He's on the I was trying to get them. I love watching birds.
Big old birds, huh?
Aren't they? They hungry for us, huh?
up in the clouds, oh my, since I met you. Ooh. Heart out of my sleeve, now what will I do? Danger. You celebrate me like no other man. My femininity takes off like a champagne bottle. The sun has been outshine. The planet's totally alive. I'm bitten. They're bitten. I'm bitten. Red lips, red fingertips, red lights every night. Since I met you, it's been somehow rational's been flushed down the toilet by ya. Oh, what a madness. You celebrate me like no other man. My femininity takes off like a champagne bottle. The sun has been outshine. The planet's totally alive. I'm bitten. I'm bitten. But bitten. Yeah. I'm bitten. I'm bitten. But bitten. Beyond crazy. We're beyond crazy. We're lazy. Oh, you celebrate me like no other man. My femininity takes off.
See, come here. Little squares. If you beyond those cross things, you get a ticket.
Oh, if you go back in the back of the new
Yeah, then you get a ticket. But it looked like the person hit me that got out. They hit me. They couldn't drive. Yeah, they hit me. And I'm in the square.
somebody might.
Yeah, but I'm in the square.
I'm bitten, but bitten. Beyond crazy. We're beyond crazy. We're lazy. Oh, you celebrate me like no other man. My femininity takes off like a champagne bottle. The sun has been outshine. The planet's totally alive. I'm bitten. They're bitten. I'm bitten.
The lesson from this video, y'all, is if you're disabled or elderly, be an advocate for yourself. And if you can't, get a close friend or loving family member to be your advocate. Keep knocking down these walls and barriers that the healthcare industry has put up and use to tell you what they feel while sitting in their offices that you don't need or we don't have the availability to help you because you're disabled or elderly. Basically, that your health care is too costly, time-consuming, and doesn't matter. And oh yeah, by the time you see this video, I've already gotten the results from my biopsies and they came out fine. There was nothing cancerous and they're going to just keep an eye on me for the future. Thanks for watching. Up next, my sister's point of view.
I don't wanna wake up without you, but tonight is gonna have to do.
Hey people, how are you? morning. What a morning. I think you're going to run errands, and I'm going to talk to you about a couple of things. Mask. I don't want to talk about the political issue. That's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the benefits of wearing a mask. For those of you who are getting older, you know that some women have, how can I put it? They have more male genes in them as they get older, and that means they get facial hairs. I used to see it in certain kind of people. Now I see it in all people. Right under your chin, just as you're doing a photo shoot, or a spotlight is on you on Zoom to comment, you look up, the camera is underneath you, and you see all these facial hairs. But guess what? If you wear a mask, nobody sees your facial hairs, provided you wear it correctly. You put it under the chin like this. Make sure it's over your nose. No face hair. Don't have to pay for that expensive electrolysis. Is that what it's called? You guys know what I mean. I mean that stuff that burns the hairs permanently, though it doesn't. My suggestion is Nair it off. Another benefit of face masks to me is we're living in stressful times, and we all hyperventilate. Am I right or wrong? And what's the best thing when you hyperventilate? Well, it's to get carbon dioxide back in your body as soon as possible. How do you do it? The old way was take a brown bag, right? I'm parking, y'all, so take a brown bag, breathe in it slowly to get your oxygen back. Hey, I think they should design masks for those who hyperventilate. The mask could have an elastic property inside here somewhere. Plastic, and as you're breathing in and breathing out, there should be a balloon in there that can catch some of that carbon dioxide, and you can store it. Some masks are recyclable, so you can store that carbon dioxide in your mask, and you can, when you're stressed about things on the news, because we're all watching too much of the news, when you're stressed about school issues, because who's teaching your students? You are, not the teachers. Sorry, educators. But God said parents should be the first teacher. So, after you blow in your mask and have that carbon dioxide, save it! For the times when you're watching the news and you see something horrendous, go get the mask and blow in. And guess what? All you got to do to sanitize it is, once you get that air, spray some Lysol spray on it and reuse it. I'm sure many of you have thought of many good uses for your mask. If so, family, hit me up. Tell me what's your favorite reason for wearing a mask. I'm also going to talk about, I'm sorry that popped up. I should have put this on airplane mode or something. I'm also going to talk about superheroes in another segment. Why? Because there's a lot of people who love superheroes. I would like to say it's more men than women, but it's all people like superheroes. And I don't know about you, but I think Catwoman is a superhero. Is this a cat up here? I think Catwoman is a superhero, and I think we've underrated what a superhero can do when they wear black leather with a whip. Russian rum, and a glass of milk. I can tell you some things I can do. But anyway, stay tuned. We will talk about superheroes. Why? Because I've got superhero. No, let me put it this way. I have one superhero enthusiast, that's what they like to be called, in my house that discredits. Well, is that a good word? Discredits. Well, let's put it this way. It's always a Marvel DC conflict with this person. And it's not so much that they discredit what women do, but they certainly underrate the female superheroes. And we're moms, right? All the moms in the house, raise your hand. All the moms in the house, raise your hand. Why? Because we are superheroes. We are mothers. We are cooks. We are psychologists. We are taxi drivers. We are counselors. We are educators. We are Bible instructors. We are menders of all the family. Right. There are things that we do that we don't even speak about. We don't sleep. Oftentimes we don't eat. We're broke. If you're not a broke mom, you're a rich mom. Let's just plain and put it that way. If you're not a broke mom, you're a rich mom. But most moms are broke because the kids never grew up, always need your money. Even school-age kids need your money because schools can't buy supplies. What's that about, people? Since when did tax dollars, and I don't want to get into political issues, don't say this is a political platform, but when did your tax dollars quit paying for lead pencils? Is it because lead makes your kid crazy? Well, give them plastic pencils. And paper. Paper is so expensive. So, yeah, as moms, we're superheroes. And we're going to give a shout out to the women that don't feed their kids cereal in the morning. Oh, there was a time Rice Krispie Crunch was good for you. Yeah, it was harvested different. There was a time when Captain Crunch was the captain. Just like the colonel was the colonel of chicken. So there was a time maybe Captain Crunch was good for you. But now, no. The moms that cook bacon and eggs and toast and pancakes and pig in the blanket and oatmeal and malto-meal. Who cooks malto-meal anymore? Thumbs up if you cook malto-meal. There was a time when... Okay, I'm going to go way back in my Louisiana roots. There was a time when moms made biscuits.
Yes!
Homemade biscuits. Dirty aprons is what you saw when you woke up to give your mom a kiss. Dirty aprons and the smell of food. Talk about a mom.
Well, smack my mom.
And then she'd make that strong coffee. You didn't need an alarm clock. A good mom didn't have an alarm clock. She just brewed coffee. The kind that grew hair on your chest. And the kids wake up, oh, Mom, it smells so good. That's the kind of moms we're talking about. That's the kind of superhero we're talking about. We're not talking about Universal Studios, Marvel and DC. We're talking about real, down home, blues kind of mom. The kind that walk in the street looking for a bottle and diapers for their baby. The moms willing to barter to get food for your baby. These are the superheroes. Been there, done it. So, I'll be back with you. But remember, if you have a suggestion on what masks are beneficial for, please hit me up. I don't have a name. I have a voice. So remember, a good name of God is always good, but a voice with some good counsel, hey, that's good too. Love you people. Who am I? I'm out. I'm a superhero mom. That's who I am.